go. Y'all get a different perspective of me today. I'm on the other side of my sewing room.
It's all good.
I'm blessed enough to have like an entire room to myself.
Nice.
Well, I kind of took over the room. So there was
You do
supposed to
have a
be,
big house, so I feel like it's okay.
yes, but also John now does his work in a little like basement closet.
I love it.
Yeah, but there technically is supposed to be room enough for at least my desk in here, but there's not. So he has my desk as well as his like office desk where I do the filing and things like that in his little closet room. And then I took the theater room
It's
because
okay.
he
All
has
right,
a
I'm
whole
just checking
garage.
to make sure I can hear you.
Hmm. I got a new
All
toy over
right,
here. It's kind of
we can be
exciting.
heard. It's all good.
Yay.
What did you guys do this week?
Nothing that I was supposed to do.
Accurate. I
Well,
feel
it's
that too.
summer.
Sorry.
It was not good for being actually productive on what I was supposed to do.
You did things.
I did do things. I listened to a really long book. I spent a day in bed.
In
Um,
which I know nothing of the plot, except that so far it hasn't been very successful in the way that we don't like to talk about quilts in our programming.
Okay,
so
hold on.
okay.
Hold on.
I
Which
have
book? Which book?
This is Cormoran Strike. It is J.K. Rowling under the pen name Robert Galbraith.
Okay.
And I have listened, this is her seventh book. And I like a good crime. Will they, they're solving the crime, but there's also some good will they, won't they, which is what this was recommending me for. We're on the seventh book and they haven't had a will they yet.
Oh no.
And it's stupid because they are detectives, really good detectives. And they are both completely unaware that the other one is completely in love with them. Like,
Oh my
dang
God,
you.
it's just like Miraculous Ladybug, which nobody's going to pick that up in our crowd here, but I'm just
I don't
saying.
know that one. But yeah, it's like really
Oh,
frustrating. And I
have you not been
understand
forced to watch Hours of Ladybug from your
I've not
kids
watched that one.
online?
But
Oh my
like I
gosh.
understand why it didn't happen like
3 books ago.
well, I think they
This is
wanted
a
them both
quilting
to be
program. However,
they were
we have
trying
to
to
talk
get
about
them
this.
we do. I think they were
Sure.
trying to get them like free and clear of their entanglements. So that way when they were ready to be together, they were like really ready to be together and like on equal footing, which they totally are now. And if it doesn't happen in this book, it is 33 hours of audiobook. I am easily like 12 hours in at this point. If it doesn't happen in this book, I don't know that I have it in me to read number 8. Like, I need this to happen. I need them to get together by the end of this book.
Oh wow.
I mean, if
I
you're
will
watching
not be
Bridgerton, all you have to
understanding.
do is wait for like 10 minutes into any episode and you got something.
It doesn't mean that there isn't stuff happening. It's just not with the two people you want to have it happen with.
Oh.
So that's the frustration.
So that's what
But
you did this week.
pretty much. Laid in bed and listen to this book. All right. Jan 2020 says very pretty fabric, Chantel. She loves your wall
Oh,
behind you.
thanks.
And
Yes, this is
Candace
the one
says
I get to stare.
hello.
This
I
is the one
probably
I'm
should
usually staring at instead of the one that I'm usually pointing at.
let me paste the Zoom thingy in to the chat. But
Ugh, thread everywhere. Does anybody
anyway,
else avoid wearing
that's
black
what I've been doing.
leggings or anything black down to their sewing space because it'll,
It just sticks
I
to you.
mean, oh my gosh.
There's no getting around it.
I had a concert tonight, so I'm a French horn player, and it got rained out, but if I showed up, I got paid.
That's what this
So,
is for, Chantel.
is that what that's for? I'm pretty sure that that's what black leggings are for.
Oh, that's
And
it.
it's just, yeah, it just picks it all up. I do have these rags that I really like that are microfiber, and I just use them to pick up threads. That's all I use them for, is just for thread picking up. And then
I get
once
it.
they become too thready, I wash them and they become household rags. But
It's all
until
good.
then, they are literally Velcro for threads. But I was supposed to go to a concert, so I'm still wearing my black pants, and they're
You're
not
gonna
black
regret that
anymore.
decision.
It looks like I have a cat, and I don't even have a cat. So
My whole house is covered in
Did you get
dog
rained
hair
out?
currently.
yeah, yeah,
I wish we would get rained out. We need
one
rain.
of those. Need it bad.
We've had so much rain. We needed it,
Oh,
but
send
it
it.
has been nonstop.
I was checking with
Nonstop.
Stephanie earlier. I was like, "Is it raining there? I need to know because it's going to be
It
raining
hits
here
me
later if
first.
it's raining
Yeah.
there."
It
Like, I
comes
gotta
to me
know.
first.
So, finishes this week. Did you finish anything?
No, not at
No,
all. I
but I
have
started something new.
Well,
I
that's an
started
every
two
week
somethings
occurrence in
new,
this
right?
I've always
I'm
started something new.
I'm starting something new right now and crossing my fingers that I don't screw up cutting it while I'm live on the internet because I don't have a good
Oh,
track
you're
record of that.
cutting?
I am, and it's gonna be like really specific log cabin star things. It's for the panel quilt book. So the idea is that you start your panel and then you can put any 12-inch quilt block around it.
I'm
And-
cringing not because it sounds anything but amazing, but because you're going to cut that now.
I know, and
your
I
track
don't have
record
any more.
is like 0
Very
for 8
bad.
or
It's
something
very,
like that.
very bad. Like, okay, so this is the panel. This is from, gosh, I don't remember. Timeless, I think.
Oh, it's big.
It is big. Well, it's the idea is you get it to 2x4 and then you can put any thing around it that you want. Yep, Timeless Treasures. This is Cosmos. So this is
Oh, pretty.
the panel. It's gorgeous. So the idea of doing stars in
Beautiful.
the center is fabulous, perfect. And I'm not going to be all fussy with the log cabins the way I was. Basically, I'm going to do the same blocks that I did with Star Sign, which had 3 different sized stars
Which
surrounded
we're both
on
in love
2
with.
sides of log cabin strips. So I'm not going to be fussy with the log cabin strips. I'm just going to let those be wherever they are. So
Okay.
right now I'm cutting the star stuff.
Are you doing
That
that
are
as a
gonna be
quilt
blue.
along, Stephanie?
I am not.
We need
Um,
quilt along stuff.
we-
I need somebody to
I-
tell me what to do
yeah.
every once in a while.
you
Agreed.
know, I keep saying I'm going to film
Agreed.
the
This
triangle.
is, we're bullying you
masterclass.
right now, and we're hoping
I
it works
know.
out. I'm sure
We're
everybody
ganging up
else
on
that
you.
is watching this will pipe up and be like, you know what? We do need to sew along. You're
Yeah,
right.
I want to do the triangle like vertex as a triangle sew along thing
Oh,
at some point.
speaking of,
But you got that one done?
I finished it this week.
Yay!
Do-do-do-do. It's probably going to get mad because it wants me to be in the picture somewhere.
There's your head.
That looks nice.
That is gorgeous. You did a good
Beautiful.
job.
Yay.
I love the
Is it
flying
mad
geese
because
around
I'm
the.
not there? Yeah.
It's going to get over itself. It'll be fine. That's really awesome. You're doing a
Yay.
good job.
So,
Very good job.
yes, this is something that needs to be done. It was fun. I learned a lot. I learned that my Bernina, as much as I love my Bernina for almost everything, I think every machine has something that it's not great at. My Bernina is not great at 1/4-inch seams.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why would it not be good at 1/4-inch seams? Like that is the
And
whole purpose
So, yes,
of having
and
a
I'm
really good
sure
machine.
that, like, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of like hate for this, but trust me, people, I've had this machine for like 4 years now. I've worked with this machine. I've tried it all. I've done it all. I've done everything everybody else has done. It has an extra wide feed dog, so they're 9 millimeters.
Oh, is that the problem?
That, not in and of itself, but because when you try to do a 1/4-inch foot, you're not getting all the feed dog, so it wants to eat your fabric. So you have to change the plate to work with the 1/4-inch foot. But even the 1/4-inch foot that's made for it
Mhm.
it wants to wiggle while it's moving because it's touching part of the plate. basically what it comes down to is the feed dogs are wide, which does amazing things for basically everything else. And the fact that you can get these really wide zigzag stitches and like the stuff for bags and being able to like push an entire quilt through this thing is amazing. When it comes to getting an accurate tiny seam, no.
Not working.
So I bought another machine because that's the answer you need. I bought a
It
straight
is.
stitch.
It's all good.
I finally
to-
just bought a straight stitch. And I didn't realize how much I was fighting it until we went on our trip. I was using those FAF machines and they had a smaller like stitch plate area. And I was like, I'm not having the same problem with the feed dogs as I'm having with mine. So then all those points on the Vertex quilt started coming together like really, really well. And it's like, I know all the steps to be accurate, but I was struggling with my
With the
machine.
machine. That
So
is unfortunate that you are struggling with your machine and it is like that big
it
daddy
is
of a
that
machine.
machine. However, everything else it does is just so effing dreamy that I don't think I could ever get rid of it. And if I wanted to mess with it longer and longer and longer, yeah, I could. Or I could go onto the Amazon warehouse deal and get myself a $600 Brother Industrial machine because they had this ridiculous deal. And now I have something that just wants to eat alive straight stitches.
There you
And I'm
go.
not gonna lie, it's pretty pleasant. I'll mess with it a little bit more before I, give it my official seal of approval. But
Well,
so
the
far so
inside of
good.
Brother is the inside of Baby Lock, and you know I love Baby Lock.
Yes, I know.
Now,
And
all Brother is not, and all Baby Lock are not good. There's like, you got to hit like
yes.
the $500 price point before it's good enough to like
This is
not
like
be
the
fighting with the
this is
machine.
the $9.99.99,
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be the competitor to your Jukies,
Mhm.
your $1,000 Jukies or whatever, your Genomes, and it uses all the same feet and everything. So I think it's kind of like how I have the Baby Lock long arm and I have the Husqvarna over here. That's literally the exact same thing, but a size smaller, but they're both the same as handy quilters, like except for the labeling.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that this comes down to essentially like some minor outside details and labeling is the difference. But
It
so
can
far
be.
so good. Let's hope that it is, $600 well spent towards a really good 1/4 inch seam because I really don't want to say bad things about my beautiful Queen
No,
Elizabeth over
you
there.
do not.
She's fantastic, but I really do struggle with my 1/4 inches on that.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. But at least it's taken me this long of enjoying it.
It's good for other things, I'm sure.
Oh, well, and it's honestly, if I need to do it for that, that's fine too. But it's just, and it's a common complaint actually, the wide feed dogs on there
Well,
are
and
both
that's why
wonderful and a problem.
that is why a lot of the lower end machines don't work either. They're too skinny,
Yeah.
the feed
So this
dogs.
one's thin, and that
So,
basically means that it's good for this.
yeah,
This is like a really souped up modern version of my featherweight. It even, like, you even thread it very similarly. It doesn't have a
interesting.
computer in it or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure there's something computerized to it. Is there ever anything that isn't computerized? But
Hang on, I think my
generally,
basset hound is stuck at the top of the stairs. I will be back in a moment. No, I think she's gone up the stairs. She's incapable of turning around, and so she's like literally stuck, and the door might be shut.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
Gwendolyn.
she's stuck.
Ah! Did she
My
went up
husband
or
released her.
down?
Yes, she went up because Adam and the girls are watching a movie, and she's got to be by her Lily, and she got up to the top of the stairs. She's a 70-pound basset hound, 75-pound basset hound. She should be
She
probably about
can't back
65.
that blank
No,
up.
she barely can go down the stairs. She would like to have an escort every time she goes down the stairs because she kind of just gets going and can't stop her own momentum.
She's
She's
kind of like a walking potato
it's I mean, that's not
in the
inaccurate.
best way.
But so I was like just barely getting down here today because my daughter wanted to have curlers in her hair. So this is her situation at the moment.
At least she has
Aw.
hair.
I know she does now. So there's the front. She's got
Okay,
her
well that's
tied around.
adorable.
It's
That
looks
is
like a little
so
granny.
adorable.
I know. Well, don't tell her that. She gets mad. But my husband's like, is she gonna be able to sleep in those? And I was like, I did every Saturday night before we went to church. And my mom, who put them in my hair, I just got a text message back. Is she gonna be able to sleep with the curlers? Like, you literally made me and my sister do this every single Saturday. So we would have like the full-on 80s perm look on Sunday morning at church
Oh,
with a roughly top sleeve. Like,
nice. It was
you
curls
literally
on
made me do
curls
it.
on
Oh, it was a lot of
curls.
curls. And then big
Oh my
thick
gosh.
bangs, like Samantha
Oh yeah, me
Parkington
too.
bangs.
I had
Yes.
those. Even the dolls had thick bangs. 'Cause everybody had bangs.
What did I do with the squares I just cut?
See,
This might
this
be a
isn't gonna
problem.
work.
This is not gonna work. I'm a problem. Hang
I
on.
mean,
I found them. I found them. They were hiding. I think I'm
tell
not
us
going to cut
about
my
the
log
labels you
cabins.
like using.
Oh, they're just Avery labels. You can get them at Office or not Office Max. Office Depot is what it's called now. These are Uline, but Avery works just the same. They're
They're
just
address
a
labels,
blank
right?
they're blank address labels. And they peel off real easy. You can restick them if you need to. So like if you're like ironing something and you want to keep the strip set straight or something, you can take them off and put them on again a couple times, not like forever. But like I have 3 different size stars and I want to make sure I have all the pieces all together and I know what size I'm working with because they're all just like 2 inches off of each other. And that isn't huge when you're talking
Enough.
about, you know, when you're talking about, 4 at a time flying geese. So I've just got them all set off over to the side and now I can cut my background.
I
Or
can
actually,
verify
this is
that
the
those
star
come off
fabric.
for years.
Stephanie,
Yeah,
did
they
you
will.
used to use those when you sent out fabric
Mm-hmm.
when the shop
Yep,
was
that's
open?
the same
Yeah.
stuff that we would print out. And then whenever we would have one that looked like this, that they knew to give it to me and I would use it in my piecing. And then people would be like, trying to write little bits and only use half. And I'm like, guys, they're so
Just
cheap.
use the
Just use the
label.
whole thing. It's fine.
I would do
Don't worry
that.
about it.
I loved it when I ordered fabric from you and it was so organized.
I know. I've told her that a million times. I kept so much of her fabric actually the way that she sent it
All of it.
because
all of
it's
mine.
all like folded nice in these bags. So everything else had to be like, I don't want to tattle on this company, so I wouldn't share the name, but I recently got a box of backing and you would have thought that like my toddler had folded,
Uh-huh.
$600 of backing fabric. It looked awful. And now I'm like, I kind of want to remeasure it to make sure it's actually the right amount. It looked like wrinkly and garbagey. And yeah, I know Steph's
So
feeling about that, but I want her to share it because it's actually pretty good.
my philosophy and that I put all my team to was I want it packaged the way you would want your quilting fabric to arrive in the mail with as much care and putting in as few creases as possible. And that goes back, I think I've talked about this book before, The E-Myth Revisited. It's a book that I read pretty early on in the business life. And there's one thing I don't agree with, which he says to basically pay people as cheaply as you can get away with and then replace them when they go. I don't think that's the case. I think you build a good team and you pay them what you can afford to pay them as well as you can. But because you don't want to have turnover because that costs money too. But I do think that a lot of what he says is good. And basically everything should be documented on how to do a process. So that way, if one person folds a fat quarter, it's the same as 5 other people who are folding a fat quarter or putting a kit together. And I would put together sheets of like, this is the order I want things to be in for color so that it would go smoothly from one to another, and what types of folds I wanted on stuff. And that I did that for every single kit that went out, and that everyone else could just follow the instructions. And that was that was the philosophy, is like, pack it the way you want to receive it, and everyone knows like the folds we do and how we want it to look. And that worked out really well. But we only had one person who wasn't a quilter who couldn't live up to that, and he didn't last very long. But that, that's gonna happen. But that was kind of my philosophy on that.
I mean, I don't think my husband could do it even if I gave him directions, because he wouldn't want to do it.
This is true. You have to want to do it, but you have to give a shit, honestly.
You have to give a good tip.
That's like the star at the bottom qualifier. You have to give
I
a
know.
shit in order to make this work. So step one.
Kitty is on the long arm. Kitty, you have to get Bluetooth headphones because you can be on if you have
Yes.
Bluetooth, and then you can still chat. That's kind of fun. I figured that out, and I think
Although-
Chantel did it one time too.
Yeah,
It's hard to
it doesn't make
concentrate.
a lot of noise. Yeah, it is a little hard to concentrate. So
Yeah.
it depends on how wild you're being. I had so many finishes this week, guys. Like,
Did you? What did you get done?
Yes. Well, I finished that top. I finished 2 quilts and bound them.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you showed me one, I think,
Yes.
and then I
think
saw the
did.
dog on the other one.
You were full
Yeah,
of
the dog
energy
already-
when I talked to you.
What?
You were full of energy when I was
Oh, yeah.
messaging.
Oh, no, I was like, I don't know what was going on. I was having like restless legs when I was sleeping. Like I could not stop. So I clearly channeled the energy. I finally finished my Halloween quilt because it's Halloween in June, apparently. Is it showing at all? I
It
don't know what
is.
it's
It
showing.
looks gorgeous.
Yes,
Beautiful.
it's my S Doodle quilt. All you like 80s and 90s kids out there.
I never did get into the S doodle, but I do know what it is.
Yes, and it is I did all the quilting on my long arm, and it is happily quilted with glow in the dark thread. So all my little spider webs glow in the dark,
That will be
and it
fun.
makes me very happy. And it has lots of skulls on the back because it's for my son, and we had to bro it up a bit.
There is pink on the front.
There is a lot of pink, but it's Halloween pink. You know what I mean? It's like a different.
I love a good
level.
Halloween pink and purple.
But I mean, there's skeletons and skulls and medicine and, eyeballs and things. I even threw a little Tula in there,
it's all
Is
good.
it Tula without a little bit of Halloween eyeballs? I don't think so.
That
You better
works.
remake the eyeballs. And then I finished a whip from like a long, long time ago. This has been in queue for like 4 years probably. And I graffiti quilted the living daylight out of this thing. Now let me make sure that I have it on there. Let's see if it decides to follow me. Hi, thing. Hi. Yes, I'm over here.
Gigi says it's so cute. And Stephanie
Beautiful.
McNeil says it's amazing and she loves the S doodle. That is fun.
Yes.
Is that all your Tula favorites?
This is like a whole bunch of Tula from like 4 years ago. And wait for it. Banana.
This is the one that she
I've
spray
never even
basted
seen
with
that,
me
Jackie.
and then took it.
This is my
took it
first
out.
Stephanie video. And now if I could show the quilting and actually have it shows up a lot better on the green side, but I am
Yeah, she
improving,
went.
y'all.
She went all out on that one. You did good.
Can't see what it's deciding
Wow.
to show you. But it is swirls and paisleys and zigzags and there's everything that could be.
Included.
My computer is so concerned about having me in the picture. Yes, I'm here too. Yes. My computer is like, you have to be in the picture or else. And I washed it up because I'm a quilt washer and it got all textury and yummy and I just want to hide in it.
Oh, yes.
Which seems like a good safe place to be.
And then she's like, which batting is that? And I'm like, I know
What
it's
batting
quilter's
did you give me
dream.
1 year
Is
ago?
it 80
I'm
20?
pretty sure it's
Or is
100%
it
cotton based on how
cotton?
it
I don't know.
got all plush and
I prefer to do the 100% cotton, but I will
Me
interchange
too.
it for 80 20.
I
I
just
never
want
use
my
80,
quilts
20.
to feel like this all the time. But then I was like, hey, I did all that quilting. I want to like see it really well, but it did make the greatest texture of all time. So
I'm
most
slightly
people don't
concerned.
notice the quilting anyways, unless they're an actual quilter. At least on something that patterned. Like the fabric is so patterned, I could have put waves on it and somebody would have been like, that's really great. But
I'm concerned that I don't have enough fabric. for
really?
this. Yeah, I requested a long time ago too. Maybe I have. Ooh, I do. I'll be okay. I have a
Yeah,
fat
just don't
quarter of
cut it wrong.
I have a fat quarter. It'll be okay. Well, I requested a yard at 30 inches, and that is
Not a
that is
yard.
that is not a yard. That could be a problem.
That is not a yard. Things we learn.
Yes, I know.
Hey, it looks like you have your vortex quilt back there too.
I have Vertex here,
Hmm.
and that one is with the book. That's a panel of the owls.
Ooh, sneak
I
peeks.
quilted the bejesus out of that one. Here, I can bring it close.
When
I had
you
some fun
use
with
your
this one.
long arm, does oh,
Okay, so we have, let's see if
that's
it'll do
really
it,
fun.
pebbles in all the background. And then for the owls, I kind of followed along with
Those
what was
pebbles must
going
have taken
on.
forever.
I was
Oh,
gonna
it wasn't
say,
fast. And then I used a stencil to get the
Nice. The feathers on the bottom, they're
feathers.
really good.
Because I'm not so great at like, just whipping out a
Yeah,
feather.
that's the
I
thing. That's
struggle
the
with.
thing. So when I go to the rulers, I'm like, oh, I feel
Yeah, this is ruler
uncomfortable.
work in
And
the
then
all
like you
these.
tell me to just doodle. I'm like, oh yeah, we can do this for hours. So I actually struggle when I have my
Yeah.
my ruler thing on. I'm gonna have to have you look at that. So that's something we need to talk about. Who knows?
Oh
There
yeah.
might be a pop-up video tomorrow because
I'm going to
we're having a
Chantel's.
sleepover. Yay!
Woohoo! We almost had a 2-night sleepover, but then we decided that was a lot of work
We decided that was anxiety attack worthy, so I
for
decided
Chantel.
that.
It was okay. We didn't need to.
That's
We don't
because
need
it's
to
at my
stretch it out.
house.
It is. But
I don't
I
know what
told her,
happened. I had a
I
full
was
panic
like,
attack last night.
she was like cleaning her floors, and I'm like, Chantel, I have 3 dogs and 2 children.
I
And
have
one of
3
the
children and 4
it's fine.
dogs. It's like 2 times worse.
Yeah, but several of your dogs don't shed.
That's true. I have 1 shutter, but I have a mud pile in my backyard still.
That's fun.
My landscapers didn't come at all this week. They're like, we should be done in a week. I thought that meant this week. Did not mean this week.
Well, they're definitely not coming next week because it's 4th of July.
Yeah. That's okay. Stuff's coming.
Are we going to the garden center?
Apparently. Oh
I
my
mean, we could do
gosh.
that.
I can't take much more of these dogs in the mud. I'm like, I need a fence. I have a snow fence up, like an orange snow fence.
Yeah, that's gonna
I
be hard.
like orange, but that's not my orange.
Not really, no.
Not the aesthetic I'm aiming for.
I have like 3 6.5-inch rulers. I don't know where any of them are, and I really could use one right now.
I have 1 ruler that's a 6-inch square ruler, and I don't know why I don't get rid of it because it is the worst tool to have when you think you have a 6.5 in your hand.
Oh, I'm sure. I would mess that up every single
I don't
time.
know where it is. It just pops up when you need to have something accurately cut.
And
And
then
then you
it's
go
too
ahead and
late.
cut it, and you're like, why is everything a 1/2 inch off? This is so annoying. What did I do?
The other thing I thought could be fun
Mhm.
is if I bring my Kirsten that needs to be relimbed,
Oh,
and we
I could help
we
with
did
that.
surgery in John's scrubs. Because I
Oh my
also
gosh,
have,
let's do it.
actually, let me get it out right
I have
now.
all the information for fixing that kind of stuff. Oh, the little hospital gown. How long did we make it? almost a half hour before we talked about dolls for
No,
real.
I talked about how I had Samantha Parkington bangs very early on in the
This
conversation.
is true, but I mean, this is where it turned completely to dolls. We
I know,
did.
right?
I mean, we'll give it 20. Yeah, we almost made it. Like
All
a
right,
half
where
hour.
am I at? I need to cut 4.5-inch squares.
4.5 inch squares. You need like
Yes.
a guidance, like when you're driving in your car, and Google's like, in 3 minutes, make
Here's-
four and a
here's the
half inch
problem.
squares.
Is I am making 3 different sized stars. So every single strip I cut is different. And my brain has
Is
to think about
talking while
that
you're doing it.
in a
It's so
normal
weird.
situation. And yes, now we're talking. And I'm just like, please cut this correctly,
Well, what
Stephanie.
did Glenn do? Say, Gwendolyn, what did you do this week?
You said you had a crazy week.
I spent 4 days preparing fabric for my collage quilt that I'm going to be starting, because I have to attach the seam, the steamer seam to the back of this fabric. And she's sitting, the cat is laying on all my swatches
Of
right now.
course.
But 4 days and my stack is only like this high of like 6-inch squares.
Oh, goodness.
It takes
I
a
do
long
have that book, by
time.
the way.
It takes a long time.
I
But
have
I'm
that
excited.
book.
Yes, you do.
We were talking about that.
Yes.
What's her name? Laura?
Yeah.
Emily.
Laura.
Emily.
Emily Taylor.
Laura, I'm thinking, okay, yes, Emily. So yes, I do have her book. Beautiful, beautiful work. So I'm
you.
excited to see, like,
Yes.
I need to start work. I have like a Halloween pile started for you of like
Oh my God.
Halloween scraps and things like
Okay.
that. So you
Okay.
get some of the backing.
All right,
Yeah.
ready? Are you
Yeah,
ready?
I'm totally ready. I'm ready.
Chantal's Gin.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I gotta get my ass.
You thought I was kidding when I said like 100 hexes.
Oh, okay, fine. You're on like Donkey Kong.
You've got a
I-
month. You're good. You got a month.
That's fine. I just have a drawer I keep of Halloween over here. I'm not even kidding. I just happen to be sitting in front of my Halloween drawer.
Let's see. I still have a stack here of 2, 4, 6, 10.
Although it's heavily
20,
picked
30.
through right now.
About 40 fabrics that I haven't even touched yet of Halloween. So yes, it will grow.
Oh,
slightly.
we were talking about that, moving to July here. We were talking about some of this fabric not that long ago.
Oh yes,
The Alexander Henry
That's
Peace
right.
on Earth.
that one's awesome. I don't
Look at
have
that.
any of that.
That's
Oh
a good.
my gosh.
Oh, is that I made like
That
20
is Peace on
some
Earth.
pillowcases out of the Alexander Henry really tall half naked men for my sister's
Oh.
bachelorette party because it was a slumber party. And so everyone got to pick one of those. My sister still has her pillowcase. I
That's
also made
better.
my brother-in-law like a Harley one because he had a Harley at the time because they didn't have
So he
children
has
yet.
a motorcycle and she gets
Yeah.
a dude.
Well, he still has his too. It was on the bed when I was there like recently. So that was
You
kind of
think
fun.
they did that on purpose? Apparently that's a thing, like in some cultures where you have the gift closet, and when somebody's coming over that has given you an ugly gift or whatever, you pull the gift out and you shelf it.
I know. I think
to
he
show
actually
people?
uses it.
I'm just saying.
I think he actually uses
there are customs in places that do this, apparently, where they have the ugly cabinet and they pull the things out. What was I reading? Probably Swedish death cleaning, if I had to guess. This is a more recent read. I'm
Sounds
trying to
interesting.
organize my life. Okay. It's not working.
Have you seen the Audible recommendation of how to keep house while drowning? Because that is
Oh, I've read that.
that's on mine.
That's
Did it
a
help?
wonderful book. And
I
it's
feel like
actually
I have that on my list.
Oh, it's a wonderful book. It's actually a very therapeutic book because
Is it?
it doesn't speak to you as in you have the privilege of keeping your house clean, therefore keep it clean. It talks to you very much in the you deserve to have a home that's healthy for you. So let's take some steps to make your home healthier for you. Like it's very therapeutic, not this like, you're a dirty whore, you better clean your house. Like, like it's not like that. Which I feel like so many cleaning books are like, I really
Yeah.
like white, therefore my house is perfect. If you just liked white, your house could be perfect too. Get rid of your things.
So here's the thing about a white house. If you have dogs or children, it's
No,
never
no, no,
gonna
you can't
really
have
look
them
clean.
either. That's
Yeah.
part of the book. You get rid of them. That's like chapter 32 or something. They're like,
I
okay, get
feel
rid of.
like have you seen the memes of it's like get anything out of your house that keeps you from keeping it clean and they just start putting themselves in a trash bag?
Like, yeah, like stick me in that. And while you're at it, stick my hobbies in that because my
I
hobbies
know,
aren't
right?
helping. Go ahead and
Well,
stick my children in it. Maybe the
there
dust
are
mites. The dust mites could
many,
go.
many
Why even
memes.
have a house at that point, you know?
Right? Go live in somebody else's white, beautiful house.
There's
I'd
there are
feel
many, many
uncomfortable.
memes out there of people saying that people with tidy houses just haven't discovered quilting and sewing yet. So
Or any craft for that matter.
yes.
Or maybe happiness.
Agreed.
Or cooking or laundry or like what do you do if you have a
So-
really tidy house? I just want to know. I mean, some people can very accurately
Be tidy.
see something on a counter and realize that it's going to become a mess later. I don't see it until it's like 30 things.
Well,
And
I
then
was
all of a sudden I'm like, this is overwhelming. How did this
Yeah.
happen? You know?
I was reading something the other day and it was an article that talked about people that use their hands a lot. It
2.0 is here, by the way.
it helps their cognitive function and keeps them,
Mhm.
keeps depression and anxiety and stress away when people use their hands and tinker with their hands or craft
That did
with their
not
hands.
work for me this week.
or
just
sew
saying.
with their hands. Well, according to this
This is
article,
why
it's
I'm a
like,
hand sewing queen.
yeah, it's like a thing to keep depression and anxiety and
It's
stuff.
an ADHD thing too. Like
Yeah.
if you want your mind to be clear, you have to keep your hands busy or
Yeah.
vice versa. Like if I have to focus on something, you better expect me to be doing two things at once, but the one doesn't use my mind power. Only one thing is using my mind power at the time. So I was actually, wasn't I talking to you, Stephanie, about that long ago? I was like, I used to call my dad when I had to do my dishes
The dishes, yeah.
because I couldn't focus on doing the dishes without thinking all these like sad and blah 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 thoughts and everything. But if I could talk to somebody, the task didn't become so much torture. It
Well, and
became like something to look forward to. I don't know, it worked for me, but then again,
This is
dishes
not
That's
never
how
end.
I
the
am
right
when I
width.
have to drive long
Oh.
distances.
Oh, did you cut it wrong already?
I did a little, but I think it's okay. I think I'm still gonna get the right amount out of it.
Well, hi, Stephanie 2.0. We weren't ignoring you.
Yay!
They were just deep in conversation when you popped in.
She's only here because she knows that I'm donating fabric, and I told her, well, you better show up for our thing if you're gonna expect fabric donation.
You should actually feel very special, Chantel, because I'm at my parents' right now, and I'm sitting in my parents' dining room with my mom and my daughter.
Hello.
Is your mom gonna sew with us?
I
Your
love
mom sews,
it.
right? Your mom sews, right?
She's
Did she
here
join
for the
us?
fabric. You can have the fabric.
You what?
You can have some of the fabric. Although I think you live in a little more color. A lot of the fabric I have to pass on doesn't have enough color in it for me. Or it's purple.
Okay. Well, purple's my
just had a
favorite
thing.
color.
There you go.
Just saying.
So
I'm trying really hard to use some of this stuff that's this like purple, but it's brown at the same time. What is
Oh,
this?
I
kind
love
of
that
pale,
that.
muted purple.
No,
Yes, I
it's
love that.
brown purple.
Why don't you like that? It's gorgeous. That
I
looks
don't
so
know.
good with like
I know I have this
corals and-
beautiful pool
Actually,
right
was-
here of fabric that
Thanks.
somebody's going to drool all over, and I'm going to make this quilt and be like, ugh.
I'm
You
trying to
might
think.
recognize a lot of the fabric, Stephanie. A lot. Chantel
I
goes,
did intermix
"No
some things in there
offense."
that I like to try to help myself. Sorry,
It was fun.
Steph.
It's
It's
all
just
good.
not neon. And you
I
know
know.
what it is? It's those colors that have like
They're muddy. They're not clear.
they are maybe muddy. I was gonna say they're like appropriate, whereas I live very much in like a primary classroom.
For me, it depends on what floor of my house you're on. If you're in the basement, everything's rainbow. If you're upstairs, everything is like teal, gray, and I've been adding a little bit of gold.
Yeah, see, I have one room that I have a little bit more subdued. Two rooms. One is the toilet room inside of my bathroom. Yeah,
There's
the
a
smallest
separate room?
possible. Yeah, yeah, I know. Coming
Is this
from
so
a
that
person
like
who
someone
has to go
can
to
take a bath and someone else can poop and it doesn't
Yeah.
like
yeah, the
like I don't
coinciding.
understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like a toilet room, and also because our closet's like connected through the bathroom. But anyways, it's like the tiniest room you could possibly have. That room doesn't have any bright colors in it.
We should change that.
No, no,
I'm
no,
glad
no.
to
I have
see-
all my mom's tapestries in there. It's really
Ah.
fancy. It's
I'm
kind of
glad to
funny
see
because
the
it's my
cats are
fancy
still there.
bathroom. What? Oh
I'm glad to
yeah,
see
they're
the
still
cats are still back
here.
there.
They're just, you know. And
Hanging
then
out.
I got some of my mom's art up over here. I don't know if you'll see it. Some of my stuff, some of my mom's stuff up over there.
Yeah.
Mom's stuff was always fancy. What are you working on? Uh-oh, you're seam ripping some Tula. Some
Yeah,
Daydreamer.
Hang
And
on,
I
I'm
didn't
double
get-
checking what I'm cutting.
The accent.
Oh, pillowcase.
Ah. I've never
So,
made a
I need-
pillowcase.
Whoopsie.
What? You can tell.
I know. I know. I've never
She's
made one.
Of all
I
the
have some
pillowcases,
Barbie fabric.
I guess I'm gonna have to make one tomorrow. Don't feed
I
the
have-
monster though. I mean,
I only have enough for 3 though, which means that one of our
Ken
girls
can't
is gonna
have
get left
one.
out. Yeah, she doesn't know yet what Barbie is. Hopefully she doesn't know. But
Well, this
I love
it's Stephanie,
Barbie.
Hemming, Chantel Irish, and Gwendolyn. What's your last name? Hanks.
what am I doing?
I haven't even started anything. That's because I got so much done this week. I didn't really set myself up for being able to do anything.
Chantel has been a bad influence on me.
What did I do?
Start cutting out those.
You know about this.
What did I do?
You know about this. So some of the things I was not supposed to be doing, but did anyway, was cut all of my extras from a project I'm working on into fussy
Oh.
cut little.
I would think that that was a good
pieces.
influence, but you know.
So we have tiny little owls for the center, and then this is on all of them, and then another tiny owl and butterflies.
Oh, so cute.
My EPP heart just flutters. I love it.
And deer butts.
See, when they get that small, I stop
And these guys.
fussing too much.
And Chantel, you have to see this one.
Sorry, coming. You got me excited. I started doing
Teal owls.
EPP.
Owls.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
It's awesome. And then there's
That is
pink in it
great
too.
fabric.
It is. It's a free spirit thing that I'm supposed to be doing something with that I didn't get everything done for. So it's ready to go.
Now
you know.
you're gonna bring in. You're gonna be like, now sew
Things are
this
happening.
really, really fast,
No, I have to do it on camera.
which I could do.
So-
You're like, so no, you can't do it. It's not one of those things.
I know
that
I
can
have
just
to
show
do
up.
it myself. I know.
my friend could do this really fast, or
Oh, I could
Here
do
I
it really
am.
fast, but I have to do it on camera. So this
Oh,
is the hang up here.
yeah.
But yeah.
oh,
Almost
here we
did
go.
that.
Here's. Hopefully, I have enough good scrap from this stuff for Gwendolyn. See what we got here. Oh yeah. Bring your own booze.
Oh, nice.
That's a
Ooh.
good one. I remember that.
That was a good one. This one was adorable.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of good ones. I got to dig through all the scraps and see how big I can get. I'm gonna have to buy that extra piece though, that the little
Yes.
coffin
Yes.
heart. Not the heart, but you know what I mean, the little hexie that goes in the middle.
Right. I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna put in the middle of all mine.
I don't
I
know.
have so many colors and designs that every time I think, oh, I'll put a stripe in, or oh, I'll put a black in. Well, of course, I'm not going to use black. I have too many black fabrics. But every time
You
I
have
come
a
up
lot
with
of. I
something,
have no black.
oh, there's a ton of black.
Well, make sure you're cutting for yourself because clearly all of mine is brightly colored.
What I did is I cut
Does
2
this
for
count as
you
black?
and 2 for me of every fabric.
Oh my gosh. So you really do have like that much Halloween. I mean, I can. We can do this.
I know I'm gonna be making like 10 Halloween quilts.
Forever. That's all you make now.
Just call me
All you
Halloween
make is
Gwen, you
Halloween.
know?
At
Halloween.
one point, I had a goal of having a Christmas quilt for every bed and couch in the house, and I think you could do that with Halloween.
You probably could. I could probably I mean, I already Christmas out my house crazy. We haven't got there yet, but I haven't made all my own Christmas stuff. That's another level.
The funny thing about that is I wasn't like, I'm not even a Halloween person, right? I mean, like we give out candy and every once in a while maybe put some freckles on my face and put my
Halloween
hair in
fabric.
ponytails, but nothing big. So this quilt,
Halloween fabric is the cutest, though.
yes, and it's fun working with it. It is so much fun.
I agree. I'm gonna send you some stuff that's not Halloween, but will fit in with all of the Halloween. Like it's not blatantly
Yes.
Halloween, but
So,
like clearly,
what-
like the plaids that I
this.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have, you know, some other stuff that's like in the grand scheme of everything, it's going to go.
Right.
You have your slime greens and stuff like
I think
that.
this one is great though. Look at this one, Chantel.
So are we sending them to each other unbasted or basted? I think we should probably do unbasted. That way we don't
Yeah,
have to like, yeah.
that way we could base our own. I'm fine with that. I'll show you a couple. You want to see some of? Okay.
It'll be
I'll give
cheaper
you-
that way too.
I feel like you guys
I'll
need
give you some-
to recap what it is you're doing for the folks
Oh,
who have
that's
not been
actually a
on.
really good point.
That is a good, really,
So,
really good point.
I'm gonna let Gwendolyn do it though, because I know she has everything right there. That is
Okay.
part of it, and she knows
So
more.
yeah, so there's a gal on Instagram that does a coffin hexie swap every year. And so Chantel and I signed up for her coffin hexie swap, but then we also decided to do the coffin hexie swap just between the two of us to broaden, you know, our fabrics and our design or our quilt or whatever it is we want to make. The swap is now closed, so there's no sense in, you know, promoting the actual swap because that's closed. But she does have an Etsy store where you can buy the template and, you know, do whatever on your own, or, you know, wait to go till next year. But that is what we're doing. And so this is my stack
Oh my gosh.
Let me see.
that I cut.
That's
It's
some
like-
dedication.
It's like at least 2 hamburgers high, right?
Two hamburgers. That is an official measurement if I've ever heard one.
So I have hamburger on my mind because it was so funny. We saw somebody the other day out and they had on an outfit, they looked like Popeye. I was like, oh my gosh, this person just they were just dressed and they just looked like Popeye, and it was so funny. And so I've had that movie on my brain ever since. I need to pull it up and watch it. You know, the one with Robin Williams.
Oh, it's Popeye. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That's a
I
good
always
one.
love that. And I think that Farron would enjoy that too. But anyway, so yeah, so 2 hamburgers high, that stack is.
2
But
hamburgers
anyhow,
What,
high.
honey?
so that's what we're talking about.
Oh, mommy's
So
on
her,
the computer,
let
but I
me
can.
tell you,
You want to say
her,
hi to everyone? You want to say goodnight?
Oh, we
Etsy,
got, oh, look at her hair.
You want to show them your hair?
Really.
It's really pretty.
oh, so beautiful. I love
I'm
those
getting it
curlers in your
curly-
hair.
Curly tonight.
You're getting it curly tonight?
Yeah.
They're saying it's really pretty, Lily.
So
Say
you
it again.
look
Say
so
hi. There's
pretty.
Joanna Grace. She can't hear you because I've got the sound going through my headphones. But you ready to go night night? Okay, we go night night. Daddy can reach you. Okay.
So the lady that's doing the swap that is now closed, she does have an Etsy store, so you can check out some of the stuff or message her on Instagram or Etsy. So it is Sands, SANDS _ handcrafted _ LLC. That is her Etsy and her Instagram. And her name's
Yep.
Carrie, and she is super nice.
So are you gonna sew this by hand or are you gonna sew this way?
Probably by hand is a lot easier.
Talking to your
Speaking
mom.
of by hand, this thing that we're doing is all hand sewing stuff too.
Yes.
I'm actually on our site right now and I don't see any more of her templates.
What?
And I kind of hoped, yeah, I kind of hope to be able to get like another,
Some
Hold
extra
on.
ones.
like an acrylic template. I didn't buy an acrylic template for it.
Okay, so did you finish the ones you're sending in?
Yes, but I didn't send them in.
Yeah, I haven't
That's a
sent
whole
mine in.
nother step in hobby. I
Yeah.
gotta work on.
I've got to do that this weekend because they're due by the 3rd. They have to be postmarked by the 3rd.
What is today?
The
The
28th.
28th.
I'm going to do it this weekend.
Yes, that's
That was my
me as
plan,
well.
apparently.
Me as well. Okay, let me see.
So, Mama, they're on the table by the door.
Where's
The bookshelf.
hand?
Yeah, I'm not finding just the plastic template, but that's okay.
It's part of a
Mine will be a little bit funky shaped, but not too bad. You'll still be able to base them very well. Although I could just base them all for you, I don't care either.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine basting my own.
Okay.
okay.
I'm just letting you know I don't have the plastic template, so they won't be like precision cut. But that's the best part
What?
about English paper piecing. I know. Letting
will it
everyone
do?
down. It's
Okay,
like,
I need to look on my pad, so hold on.
but
Are
really
you guys
cool
supposed to
swap.
base these first or no?
Well, so you could send basted or unbasted depending on what you signed up for. So I signed up for a certain amount of basted ones because
Okay.
I had the goods to be able to do it, and I didn't want to get all unbasted ones and then sit in front of the TV for like 30 hours and baste. You know,
Understandable.
yeah. Plus,
Basting.
I tend to be, yeah. So I tend to
Bas-
be like messy with my cutting because, rawr, I see that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
get them.
I need those on mine. Why doesn't mine have those? Highly disappointed now. Highly disappointed
fine.
I don't have those.
Angela has
Okay,
ones with Pikachu ears.
Chantel, when
Yes.
you're on her page, okay, look for coffin flower kit. So
Okay,
it's
but does it have the coffin? Because I know it has the flower part, but not the coffin part.
papers only, blocks and blocks. Okay, hold on, that's not it then.
You're buddies with her. Maybe you message her and just let her know.
Okay, here it is. It's coffin flower center kit.
But I don't need just the center. I need the actual coffin
Yeah.
acrylic.
So
For not just the center acrylic, but the coffin acrylic too.
yeah, I would just message her. I don't see one for just the coffin on here, but she has them. So with the swap, she may have like, you know,
She might be out.
exhausted her inventory, and so then she'll have to make more. Because she makes them herself.
Okay.
So it's real easy. Just message her, but I would use that centered link and just tell her if you want both pieces or if you want one piece.
Okay.
Because last year before the swap, when I ordered my stuff, I
Mhm.
actually had her do a custom kit for me with the amount of papers I wanted plus the templates I
Oh,
want.
nice.
Yeah.
She seems awesome.
She's
Somebody on the ball. I
amazing.
love that.
Yeah, and she's so energetic.
Not me. I got the energy.
You
Okay,
are for many
so
things.
You get a
Chantel
little
calls
bit
me
of
earlier in the week and is like, "What are we doing?"
I gotta know.
And plan.
You have
Because
vampire
if I don't
coming your
plan, I
way.
don't do well. Whoa.
And then I'm not going to show you them all because some
I
have
gotta
to be
dig through and
surprised.
see what I have. I mean,
But
I just found a whole
I
bunch more.
know that you're just gaga for this one. Ready?
Yes. I found you a whole bin
Woohoo!
of scrap.
Chocolate.
You might get
Hershey
more
chocolate.
than, 2 or 3 for each. I don't have the Halloween stash that you have, apparently. Holy moly. Although
Got
that might
quite a
not be
bit.
true. If I start digging, I might find myself a bit.
Pretty
If I have
much.
any left over, because I might have some from long ago, I'll bring it for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yes.
And then you guys can have it because I probably will never do anything.
I
with it.
thought this one turned out super cute. And I
Me
know
too.
this is kind of fussy because this
Oh,
fabric
it is.
this fabric is, the big trees and stuff, but I thought it was super cute. So I
love it.
sacrificed that one.
Sacrificed. How Halloween of you
I know.
to sacrifice.
And then, you're going to recognize some from, of course, the sister-in-law Halloween quilt, because a lot of
If
those.
it's actually the sister-in-law quilt, which I still don't think it should be, but
Well, I'm not sure it's going to be. Like, I'm hunting for another pattern to do for her and keep that one for myself. I gotta say, I keep
you put so much into it. You
and that's
deserve
what
to keep
everybody
it.
keeps saying. They're like, you put so much into that. You really
I
should
know
just
she
keep it.
doesn't like candy corn, but do you guys like candy corn?
Yes,
I like candy
love,
corn.
Okay.
we
And I
love
have
candy corn.
little bats
Batman,
Yes.
little Batman.
and
Love it.
some spiders and spider
Oh,
webs.
those are cool spiders.
Let me
These
see.
guys, there's a lot of this.
Oh yeah.
Some weird
Oh,
I don't have
wow.
any of that.
skins.
I haven't seen
is
those
old.
jack-o'-lanterns.
This is like from this has got to be at least 15-year-old fabric. Some stripe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's green. That's got a lot of green in it too.
This
I
guy
like
might be too big, but you might be able to like cut out like some heads.
They're
and
quite
stuff.
big. They're like almost 5 inches in
Yeah,
height.
you
how
could do,
cute
like, their
would that
heads.
be? Just like the chef pumpkin part. That's so cute.
Yeah, you can have it.
It'd even be fun if you cut off his head. It's like a coffin.
Yeah, I think if you have his head like in the coffin. This is like leftover from a treat bag I made for Angela. I don't know. This one might be too
you could
big.
probably make it work.
I don't know.
Okay,
You can have
so
it.
I did
I'm adding to my pile.
I did some gnomes. Here we got our
Oh
gnome.
my gosh, that's cute.
And I'm going to surprise you, which it's not going to be a surprise because I'm about to tell you what I'm doing. But yes, you will be getting some of the tarantula fabric,
Yes. The ugly fabric.
the ugly fabric from the retreat. Yes. And so then there's this Nomi. And then the last one is the sky.
Oh, cute.
So the gnomes were super cute. But I'll tell
Oh
you what,
yeah.
when you're working with
multiply
these
on
ones,
whatever.
fussy.
I have some things that are great for fussing and others that are like, clearly this was not made for fussy cutting, but sorry, I walked away
have-
from my camera. Who knows what it's looking at now?
I have
All
a
right,
whole
I'll-
pile of things to bring to you tomorrow, Chantel.
Woohoo.
So
You have to take a pile of things away with you though.
no, I refuse.
No.
All right, I'll show you one more. But this is the last one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And then the
She
cat.
said one more, and then it's two.
Well, I mean, that's the same
It's one
fabric.
fabric.
All right. What am I cutting next?
Did you cut the first things correctly?
I believe so.
Maybe.
I had to
Maybe.
add every single bit on the last one just to make sure. But I don't know for sure. Who knows?
Let's see if it's going to be able to follow me over here now. I'm too wiggly. Thank God my camera wants to follow me.
It's all good.
This whole staying in one place thing is not really a thing I do.
Not a strong suit person.
Not at all.
Okay though.
Not. No.
It's all good.
I wish the clouds out here would wiggle us some rain because it is humid like nothing else.
Oh, that didn't really help our situation much.
No, it kind of just made it more like
Like, do
humid.
you see my hair? This is not freshly washed hair. This is the result of it raining constantly, and my hair normally does not do this. It's normally stick straight
That's just how
once
it
I
is.
curl it. But so one of the nights I had gone to purchase some clothes for some interviews I'll have coming up. And I had just gotten ready to pay, and the tornado sirens go off. And I walk out and I'm like, I'm at the mall. And I'm like, so what's the protocol? And they're like, oh, well, we have to go into the bathroom. They're like, we can't keep you here. And I'm like, well, but I want my stuff and I don't really want to be driving in this either. So I will just hang out with you. I hung out with 3 sales ladies in Talbot's in the bathroom for 45 minutes. Got to know them real well. So that was highly entertaining.
Ah, wow.
It was
That's where
interesting.
we're in.
Did you get their phone numbers and text them afterwards?
I did not
Yeah,
have
did
that,
it
no.
become something?
They
Come
told
on.
me, they're like, so you coming back? And I was like, well, I get this job. I need like a whole new wardrobe. And they're like, oh, we hope you get it. Like, yeah, you do, because you saw how much clothes I had to get just for a couple interviews. But anyway. Also, I'm bra shopping for the first time in probably since I was
Eons.
pregnant. That was
That would be an
interesting.
eon.
I can wear my bra as a hat now if I like. It's that
I
large.
can wear my bras as a hat now
It is,
if I
yeah,
like.
it's significant. It is a size that I would not normally. I had to like be nursing to be that size. So apparently if you gain weight, it's about the same as filling them up with milk.
Milk, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just
okay.
fat
It's all good.
right
It's
now.
all good. It's just fat right now.
Okay, I need to know if you have this Tula one because I bet you do, and I already cut it out in a coffin.
Oh my gosh, Susan Lee said it was 112 there yesterday. Where are
Oh.
you? Oh my
Susan
God.
Lee, we don't want to visit you, but we gotta know.
Yeah, we need to know where you are. And like, did you leave the house? Oh, that one is really cool.
Let me see.
Chantel, do you have that Tula?
No,
Okay, good.
I didn't buy that collection actually for some
Good.
God unknown reason because I was trying to save money.
I was worried when I cut that out. I thought, gosh, you have so much Tula, and I didn't
do have
see
a
that
lot
you
of
had that
Tula.
in your quilt because I stalked your quilt in your picture looking for it.
The Tula collection is quite extensive, but not completely full.
Yeah, that's mine as well.
Mine might be more expensive than yours, only because I haven't actually used a good chunk of it.
That's true.
But okay. I can do this. I'm cutting 1 7/8 inch strips while talking to you guys on the internet live.
All right, you
This is
just
scary.
this is like doing stunts.
I feel like it's performing surgery with an audience, is what I feel like.
You are. It's the kind of surgery we do, at least.
It is. I'm not sure John would agree with me.
Oops. Yeah, this machine's kind of ballsy.
This isn't
Sometimes,
really life or death here.
I mean, it's fabric though, and you know,
And I can't get more. So there's that. How many do I need? 3.
I mean,
Okay.
He knows me well enough to know that I would take it very seriously. So
I know, right? I do believe though, because I always round up with fabric. I'm definitely gonna have be under, even though I was 6 inches short on the fabric. So that's good to know.
yay.
And then I'll have that extra fat quarter for if something gets screwy.
I always get too much fabric for whatever project I'm working on. Cause I ran out one time, and it bugged me so much that now I just overbuy every time.
I don't remember the last time I bought fabric just for a project. Like
I think
I
I've-
just have so much now that oh, my dog's here.
I've been trying to be good of late.
Hi, Wubby.
Mostly because I have too many things that contractually need to be done for me to get too distracted with other things.
Well, that's okay.
But eventually, if once this book is done, I get to have more fun. So that'll be good.
My dog's not doing well. I gotta call y'all back.
Okay.
He's got something in his yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Good luck
Okay.
with that.
I don't know how to do this good. Right.
Oh, that didn't sound fun. She's in Central Texas. Oh my gosh.
And what did she say it was? 112?
112 in Central Texas.
Sheesh.
And let's see. Work is my little air conditioned trailer. So sweaty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. I would have a hard time with that. My husband's been delivering packages all week and 90-degree, close to 100-degree heat. So he would sympathize with you, but that sounds awful. I would not want to be doing that. Does it normally get that hot, or is this like a global warming thing? She's working on a joyful trio from Robin Pickens. There's so many pieces that are weird sizes. She gets lost easily. Had to rewrite the instructions with her own brain. Greenland Quilter Katie says hello to Gwendolyn and me. So hello. Are you actually in
Katie.
Greenland?
Yeah, she lives in Greenland.
Ooh. We set like time on our phone to somewhere in Greenland at one point because it was like the middle of the ocean. And that worked for setting it up. All right. I have to do my trick. So this is what I do when I have weird sizes to cut. Is I just keep adding it on my calculator because then I'm
Nice.
less likely to screw it up. And thanks to cutting a million different fabrics and things, I know what all those are, and I think so does Stephanie B. Or yeah, Stephanie B. Why did I think
Stephanie
something else?
2.0, get it right.
I know, right? She's a dog groomer, so the
You're one
faster
of-
she works, the quicker I quit. So yeah, a typical Texas summer. Oh my gosh, I could not handle that.
Keep a list, like a piece of paper next to me, and I just keep like a tally going.
I've done Post-its before, but this one I only have to do like one time. Otherwise, I would figure it all out and keep it out, but are you still working on that?
Yes,
ripping stuff
I
apart,
was using,
Stephanie?
yeah, so I was using wax paper and I was like, what the heck? This is so thick. I can hardly see the image to trace it, right? And then I read the instructions again and it says use parchment paper, not
That is
wax
slightly
paper.
different.
slightly different and much thinner. Very easy to see through now.
Well, that's
'Cause
good.
even with my light box, the wax paper was, I was like, this isn't gonna work. But yes, much better. Much better. Stephanie, did you get to see the dress I made for my daughters? For my daughter getting married? I want to say her wedding, but it wasn't really a wedding. It was her marriage, her vows, her nuptials. Because they went to the courthouse. I got home from retreat and I had basically one day to make her a dress.
What?
Yes. And she goes, it was Tuesday, and she goes, she calls me or comes over. She came over. She didn't really call me. But she came over and she goes, Mom, we decided we're going down to the courthouse on Thursday. And yeah, so I need you to make me a dress because I got nothing to wear. Because she's 7 months pregnant. So it's not just like that easy. And whatnot. Here, I'll show you the picture of the dress. Ready?
It turned out really cute.
Can you
That
see it?
I think you have
is,
to
yeah.
talk. You have to talk for everyone to see
Okay.
it online.
Okay, so the front, she wanted it tapered, so the front is about 6, 7, 8 inches shorter than the back, and the back just barely doesn't hit the ground for her. But then and then of course there's the smocking, and then I did it all in French seams because it's rayon. And so there's the French seams, and she wanted tie straps. So I made the tie straps, and I couldn't find, the little gadget that you have that you can put down in and helps you turn the inside
Tube
of
turner?
Yes, I couldn't find my tube turner. And I am not kidding you. It took me so long to turn those tubes. Oh my gosh.
I
But-
always use the paperclip trick, but that doesn't
but-
always work either.
I got it done, and she was super happy, and it turned out great. Besides the fact that she goes, Mom, I don't have a strapless bra. Plus, she's 7 months pregnant, so there was that. She goes, do you think it matters if my bra strap's shown? I said, no, nobody cares.
It's all good. Okay.
So what
I'm
are you
on my
working,
final cut.
Stephanie? What 2.0? What are you working on?
I just unmuted myself. I finished this. It's a little stuffed frog.
Oh, that's cute. That's in the Tula Pink butterflies.
Yes. My niece her first birthday is tomorrow, and we my mom and I threw something together, and so my mom sells fabric kind of as a hobby. And
That's
some of
cool.
these pieces haven't, so it's also, we're gonna take some photos of it and make it a sample to try to move some of that pillowcases, that same thing.
Where does she sell it at?
On Facebook and on eBay.
Oh, wow.
That's fun. I'm just
Yep.
stacking up my
Yeah.
little bits, and then I'll be back on camera in just a minute. My computer was
Okay.
about to die, so I had to go plug it in.
Which this pillowcase is almost done, then I can show it to you.
I bought some really cute little fish fabric to make Farron a pillowcase and to use as a backing for his ocean, sea, life, whatever quilt. He is so into like everything fish. Right now it's that fish, that fish, that fish, just walking around, fish, 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 everything fish. So I've been teaching him octopus and dolphin. So now he walks around going, when he says octopus, it sounds like apple juice. Cause I'll go, he'll
That's
point,
cute.
he'll point to it and he'll go, apple juice. And I'll say, yep, that's octopus. And then he's got dolphin really down. So yes, I'm glad to see that some of the language skills are coming out and that the speech therapy, this new speech therapist seems to really be doing well with him.
It really makes a difference.
It does.
Like
It
we
does.
saw a huge difference when we went from like the people who were training to when we were with someone who was a master's and had experience. But any speech therapy is good. And it'll be
Yes.
helpful.
So we've really noticed it. And the other thing is too, he's suddenly gotten inquisitive about books. And
Oh, that's great.
we've been trying to get him to read or look at books for a very long time. And gosh, I watched him yesterday and he just sat here for, I would say, I couldn't even believe it, 3 hours. It was 2 whole movies that he just sat on the couch going between one book and the other book and just pointing and going that and waiting for me to tell him what it was he was pointing to. They're like picture books, you know, the beginning word books that
That's good though.
you would normally give them to like maybe a 6-month or a 1-year-old, but that's okay because that's where he's at. And I'm very excited that he's interested in it and, you know, engaged in it and learning, you know. The other one that yesterday that he started saying was turtle. And he actually says turtle pretty good. He just doesn't say the R. He says turta.
That's cute.
Don't you miss him being young?
No. I do not.
Come
I
on,
am
Steph.
no,
You want
they've
more.
been a handful lately. A huge handful. They're 5.5 years apart, so there's a lot of arguments lately. And it's not good.
I
But
was 4.5 years apart from
oh,
my brother.
there's a whole conversation going on here. So Susan Lee is talking about Barb's Sisters, a great quilt store. And her husband or her nephew used to call her Apple Juice. So that's
Aw.
funny. And let's see. Sisters Washington, that's a good one. It's in Sisters, Oregon by Crater Lake. And no, she's saying Barb's Sisters is in Oregon. And she's from Oregon, but she's spent many hours in the shop, and now she's in Texas. So yeah, Sisters does have a huge quilt show every year. I've heard many things.
I
good
would
things about it.
love to go to that quilt show.
My best friend Andrew lives close to Sisters.
No, like
So what you're saying is sleep over at
We
your
all gotta go
grandma's
see
house?
Andrew. Yeah.
The pillowcases.
I have to mark all these. I'm not happy. Ooh, let's see.
Is it
We
done?
hit it all. Ooh, fun.
yep.
Nice.
Good job.
I like it. I'm about to
I
do boring
love
things for the next several hours. So
You what?
I'm like
about to do boring
exhausted.
things.
I'm just done. Is it okay to be tired?
It's okay to be tired.
You've had a
Yeah.
busy
It's like
week.
11. We don't have to go as late as we've been going if people are tired. Tomorrow is
We
our
have
big
to
Tuesday, though.
manage tomorrow too, you know.
We do. Did Hazel pick what she wants to make?
She said she wants to make the cheesecake things and the other little things, so you're
Okay.
good there. Although the
I
other
would
stuff,
just
she's like,
um,
maybe I don't think she was looking through the other stuff and she's like, well, this doesn't look too hard. And I was like, we're not going to look in this book at all if we're considering how hard something is, because this book is something I can't conquer at all. So let's, you know, this is a book that you can conquer with stuff. And this is a book that we look at with mom and talk about what we'll do with Steph. Okay. And then
So what
there's this
else?
book over here.
What else do you guys have planned besides making
Well, the
some?
kids want to bake stuff,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I told Angela to pick 2 American Girls to bring with
Ooh.
and some
Only 2.
accessories.
Oh my gosh, it's hard. Well, plus maybe your Kirsten.
Yeah, maybe that one. And I may or may not be planting Chantel's backyard. That has
I
to
don't
be
know. I'm
determined.
sure that's not going to end up happening. It's expansive and they're not done with the hardscaping.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you
you don't
know,
want to put in a bunch of plants and then have them mess them all up.
yeah. Or, my fencing that didn't go in either.
Also important. Yep.
Yeah. Basics.
I have several trips to Peoria over the next couple of months as I drop children off at grandma.
I live in a
and
good
Papa's.
place now.
So yeah, so I can
Yeah.
come by many, many times. And
Mhm.
on several of those trips, I will not have children with me. So, there's that.
Unfortunately, my children live with me. So
They
they
do.
will
They
be
could go to
here.
grandma and papa's for a
Not
little bit too.
unfortunately, so I love my children.
I love my
However,
children too,
they
but
will
they
be
can
here
make you
too.
tired.
Oh God.
They can make you tired. It won't be an additional children.
Speaking of, my dog is fine. Apparently, it ate a sock or something and had it stuck on its way out.
Oh no.
Did you have to give it a dog? We had a dog that did that.
We had a dog that
It's
ate
dog-
some paper towels. My husband had made bacon, and you know how you put the paper
God.
towels down to soak up the grease and stuff from the bacon? We had put them in the garbage, and the dog got into the garbage and pulled out the paper towels that were soaked in bacon grease and ate all the paper towels. And
Gross.
oh my gosh, we were so worried we were going to have to go get, the surgery and whatever. But
Well,
he wound
yeah,
up
Cubby's
passing
had
them.
surgery before. So
Yeah.
Cubby is a known eater of things. And it was either a sock or a previous baby wipe that managed to make its way through. I don't know. I don't want to know. I had to touch it with my hand. So,
Gross. I mean, you're a mother. You probably touched worse things, but
and
still.
John's like, "What are you doing up here?" And I'm like, Cubby came down with 6 inches of something sticking out of his rear end, and I had to help him.
Oh my God.
He's like, Cubby, get out. Gah, ah. I'm like, your dog pees on the floor all the time. I mean, my dog just,
Can I just
Let-
say though, how
Letitia's
super
on and
cute
says
the
hello,
name
by the way.
is?
Cubby.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
Cubby's-
this is
yeah.
a cute name. Where did
Did
you
he come
get
with
that?
that name?
He came with that name. I think they were Cubs fans, but I call him Wubby, like my husband, like your hubby Wubby. He's my Cubby Wubby.
Kind of like
He's
my
my
dog,
man.
Remington,
He's my best friend. Yeah,
named
Remington.
after a gun, and I call him
He's
Remy
such a
or Rem
yeah,
Rem.
he's Rem. Wubby. He's my Wubby.
Did you get
I got my
Wubby
hubby
from
and I got my Wubby. He was a rehome. Somebody
What was
needed
that?
to get it.
what was that movie? Something about Mary. Did you
Mhm.
get Wubby from that?
No, actually, it just kind of like happened. I tried Sir Cubbleton for a while to see if that would stick, but he's not appropriate enough for such a name. Turns out he's just a wubby. He's just a whoa,
He is
whoa.
a very cuddly man.
He's a very derpy, intelligent man. Like he knows how to open all the doors in the house with his nose, but he also hits his head on the bottom of the table every single time he stands up. Like he's such a man. He's a husband at heart, So he's my wubby.
So he's a
That's
keeper.
He's a keeper. I'm gonna keep him, but my husband's not as big of a fan of Wubby as I am. He's
Oh
like,
gosh.
you're not supposed to have a favorite, but like
Oh, I
Wubby's
do.
my favorite.
I'm not
and
supposed
then-
to. I know this, but
But then Sasha, my one dog, won't even look at me. And John's like, oh, she's just old. It's just not a big deal. I'm like, you do for her what I do for Wubby. Like you need to give him a break. Your dog gets to sleep on my pillow because you just think she's so comfortable there. But like if my dog slept on your pillow, you would just think that he was like the worst dog ever. So they clearly
Kitty-
have husband complexes.
Kitty on the YouTube comments says she's been there. She had to help a puppy pass a Kleenex once, and at first she thought it was a tapeworm.
Oh, no.
And there's like a green gonna vomit emoji next to that. My dog
It's like,
growing
we're not
up
alone.
would, if you left underwear on the floor, that dog was gonna rip the crotch out of it every
Yep.
single time.
Yeah.
And so,
Probably
and,
went
you
for a
know,
sock today.
we were like teenagers, so there's like designs on it, and so you knew whose it was coming out the other end because it would be all the time. You just find it in the yard.
Yep.
So gross.
Cubby ate one of my favorite socks not that long ago that said I got it at Sears when I used to work there, and it was in the sample store. Clearly, this item didn't make it to actual print because it was like the worst colored sock ever. It was like orange and yellow, and it had like two stick figure people type on the front, and it said he didn't marry me for my cooking. So
That's
the socks
weird.
were literally only meant for me. I am the only market for
For
something
the
like that.
socks.
Yes. So they were my favorite, naturally. They're like one of a kind. I'm sure that there's no way that got sold anywhere ever. Like they ended up as offhand, sells in third world countries probably. But I had these socks and now I only have one because Cubby married me for my cooking, apparently, by the taste of my socks.
Oh, lovely.
So
You gotta
yeah,
get that
Cubby,
good toe
that's what
fungus.
my immediate thought when I saw that is, oh no, he's passing that sock.
Oh no.
It wasn't that sock, which meant he ate something else recently.
Uh-oh. This is not good. This is not good for
Yeah,
Cubby.
he loves to eat things that aren't his to eat. He'll eat things like hair ties and stuff. It's impossible.
So,
I'll be right back.
my-
I have to go find a different
my
marking tool.
husband's aunt had a Great Dane, and Great Danes eat everything. And
Yeah.
I guess it was retired from racing or something.
Or
But
is a greyhound?
I don't, maybe that was a different dog she had. Maybe the Greyhound was the other dog and this was the Great Dane. I don't know. But anyway, the point is the dog, we were over there for a party and we were making food and stuff, and we couldn't find the oven mitts, the hot
Oh.
plates and the oven mitts. And we were looking everywhere. We couldn't find them. We didn't know what happened to them because we were just cooking and then they were just gone, right? Well, the dog, because it was so tall, had come up,
Oh.
eaten the oven mitts and the hot plate. And then, of course, a couple days later, she found them in the yard covered in, whatnot.
Yeah.
But she said, oh my gosh, they eat everything.
Yeah, I feel like Cubby's never full. He's just a hungry boy. He's got, I can make a million excuses for that dog. I love that dog.
This is how I'm with Remy. My husband and I had a conversation, like literally the day before he did something dumb with the dog. Because Remy has separation anxiety because when he was a puppy, he was rehomed to my grandparents. And then my grandparents died and now he lives with me. So this is like, he's got
He's
a
like,
few
she's
issues.
gonna leave me.
He's got a few issues. So whenever he thinks he's home alone, he pees on stuff if he's not in his crate. So we know this. We put him in his crate every single time we're gone. Occasionally I'll be on a Zoom call and he will leave my side. Right, he's actually right next to me right now on the floor. And he will go upstairs and he'll forget that like he's
You're
the
right
one who
there.
chose to leave me and he's not alone. And then he'll start howling. And if I don't get to him in time, he'll pee on something. But like my husband left him out, and like literally a day after we had this conversation, that Remy is just a fine dog as long as you put him in the crate when you gotta go. And of course he pees on many things. I was like, well,
Many
Adam,
things.
this is your fault.
You did this, sweetheart.
We knew what he would do. And you chose. He's like, well, I knew you'd be coming back soon. I was like, doesn't take
Nope.
long, dear.
Nope.
Doesn't take long.
I don't leave Cubby out. I'm afraid he'll eat like half of the laundry or something.
Well, yeah. I just go for all
And
the
then Sasha
socks.
pees on everything. And she's gotten to the point where she'll just pee in the laundry room because she's mad that you're going to leave her in the laundry room. It's like,
Yes, we
this
have a
isn't really
dog that does
working.
that. but he's old and he's so worried that, gonna leave him outside or put him outside and not let him in. And the thing is that these dogs, they're so spoiled. I mean, they go out for like 5 minutes and then the rest of the time they have their beds and their thrones and their
Oh, I know. They're
treats.
thrones. It's appropriate.
Yes. And yet they still just in fear of going outside would rather go in the bathroom, make a mess for me.
Mine are pretty
Yep.
good about not doing it unless, Remy thinks I've left him forever. That's about the only time
Which
we have any
clearly you
issues.
do daily or something, because
I must, yeah. It's hilarious though. Like when my husband left for work and I'd kind of like slept in a little bit and he wasn't in the room with me. And all of a sudden I hear him, and it's like a distressed. And I walk outside and he looks at, or walk in the living room where he is, and he looks at me like, oh, you're here.
Oh, good. I howled and you came.
It's hilarious.
He thought he was left
Really funny.
alone and then he
He
had
did.
company.
Well, and one time I was on a Zoom call with Ray and John, and I hear him going nuts upstairs. He had left me, and he just forgot that mom's downstairs. I'm the one who left her. And I heard him going. I was like, oh, crap, I can't really get off this call right now. And sure enough, when I went up there, he had stress peed on something. Like, dang it. It's not
And he
good.
pees on things that you don't want him to pee on.
He
like
does,
pillows.
yeah.
As they get older, they do that too. Oliver never used to do that when he was younger, but now he's 13. And
I
so,
feel like they get attitudes is what the problem is.
well, that too.
They get senile. I had one that got senile. She would walk in from being outside for like 30 minutes and she would pee on my kitchen floor like right after walking inside. Happy Bergmeyer is working on our EPP Baby Stars.
Ooh.
I am currently marking about 1 million triangles. What will be triangles anyway.
We love
flying
the
geese.
EPP stuff.
I think your bad influence on me for EPP, Chantel, is that
Well, I'm sorry,
don't-
you own a quilt store and now I own a quilt store. Not really a quilt store, but
you might
a
have more
quilt store
fabric than
worth
me
of
now.
fabric. So
This is accurate. What am I doing? What's what here? Trying to remember what I have to put where. Ooh, I only have to mark some of this. I think. What am I
I
doing?
think. What am I doing?
Oh my God. It's been so long since I made this pattern. I didn't have to mark any of these. Not one.
Not a single one.
Not a single one. These are my corners. These are my flying geese. Damn it. Ugh.
Okay, I'm making a beige quilt. It has a lot of beige in it. For me.
It also has pink. Oh no, that's your sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's me. Going to take like forever, but maybe not forever. It's actually going quite quick.
That is super cute.
Yeah, it's like a little clamshell thing.
That is
Yeah.
very fun. I've never tried a clamshell. I have a clamshell ruler.
Yeah, I have.
You guys
I
are
got
making-
my AccuQuilt. What did I do? I give up. I don't want to do this anymore. Sewing's hard at this time of the day.
It can't be.
I messed something
Clearly,
up and I'm just like, I'm done.
I just marked probably 60 things that I didn't need to mark.
So do you have a concert on Sunday, Chantel?
Yes, I do.
Is this why you
Always.
were going insane about me?
I had a concert tonight,
Invading
but
you.
it didn't. No, that's not what it was. I don't know what was going on last night, but my body had a full body response to something. I
To me
swear
coming.
it wasn't you. It wasn't you. I don't know what it was. That's the thing about panic attack. They just happen.
I understand because they happen to me too.
It's like I have
Okay.
no idea why my body is just like giving up on itself right now. But okay, cool. And then John's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be home until like 6. And then it was, I'm not
That's
gonna
the
be home until
worst news.
7. And then it was like, I'm not
happens.
gonna be home until at least 8:30. I'm like, you do realize that's like the entire day. Like you're just not going to be here. So it wasn't helping.
No, I imagine it was
No.
not.
Not at all.
I understand because I too have been there. Have you gotten to see Inside Out too? I heard there's some anxiety scene in it, and I feel like
I
that's
have
like
not.
I have
But
not seen it
Anxiety
yet, but I think we're gonna
the
see it this
character.
weekend.
I've heard really
taking-
good things about it. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I have Theron tomorrow, and so I want to take him to go see it.
Well, that's a good idea.
I think he'll like it. He loves the first one.
So does Penny.
Well, the first
She's
one's amazing.
obsessed with it. I know.
It is.
Remember the funny
And-
movie where the dog dies? Yeah.
And then
That's how I feel with my kids half the time. It's like I'm trying to reason with you, but I can't.
last
Yeah.
night I put on I thought I had put it on for him before, but I don't think, I don't know, maybe we haven't, he just didn't watch it or anyway. I put on Up last night.
oh, that's
for
so
him.
good.
Oh, I love.
Oh, and he was just hypnotized for it. And he kept pointing to the screen and going, that, and I go, balloons. And he loved it. He just thought it was so cool. And I'd asked my daughter, I said, have you put on Up for him? She goes, no. And I said, well, I did, and he loved it. So now we have another movie that is on his love
Approved
list.
list.
Yep. And that's
And
all
now
these
you have to
are-
watch it 50 more times.
Oh my gosh. Penny's newest movie on her love list is the human remake of 101 Dalmatians, which by the way is just terrible.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
It's not worth watching.
Glenn
It's
Close.
awful. Like, yeah, it's Glenn Close. I mean, but it has that like, very 1996 feel where like villains are still very
Yeah.
cruel and mean.
Yeah.
Kind of like when they redid The Grinch with Jim Carrey, and it still had this very like cruel, dark feel to him.
Well, I mean, I love
and
that Grinch. I love the one with John Kerry, but yeah, I get what
that
you're
was
saying.
like a very much of a thing that they did, and it
Yeah.
made it more for a 7-year-old and not for
Exactly.
little kids. But like
That's
she's
what I was gonna
obsessed with it because it has the real dogs in it.
Oh,
And then
And the
they
fashion in it is
yeah.
great. The fashion.
that
is-
I agree. But
Mhm.
yeah, beyond all of that stuff, it's really just like the
kind of scary
worst.
for a young kid. Kind of
She
scary.
is obsessed with it and wants to watch it on repeat and won't watch the adorable like original Disney version anymore. And I'm like, come on, kid. Like, can't we watch, the adorable Disney version? Like the original 1961, whatever,
I found it to be a very good win when I got Lily to watch like the original Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, and she liked them both because they're so used to like Frozen and that kind of animation that it sometimes
That's
is just
true.
boring to like look at the classics. And I'm like, but that's what I grew up on and what I love.
I know, right? And then I'm like, I look at my princesses, so I look at my Little Mermaid and I'm like, oh my God, I understand why I'm a hoarder now.
You're not a
these are the
hoarder,
peop-
you're a
These are the
maximalist.
people I had to look. These are the people. So is she. I mean, these are the people I had to look up to, right? Like, think about how broken that is. Like, she's like the worst example of Disney princess of all time.
She also thinks
Like,
she's can do
I'm
everything on her own 'cause
16.
she's 16.
I'm gonna do it all on my own. Look at this hoarding thing I have. I'm gonna comb my hair with this fork, and I own you, Dad. But Daddy, I love him. Like and then she gets what she wants. It's like, wow, no wonder I am who I am. Like, if you have a problem with me, it's because my princess was the Little Mermaid. Sorry.
That was me too. And yeah, when I was 18, I was going to college. Like I knew everything I needed to know, and I was
Oh yeah,
fine.
I knew it all.
And
You were even 2 years older than her. Like, clearly, you
I know,
knew
right?
exactly what was going on. that, and then, there's Belle, who seems to just obliviously like go through the fact that she literally dates him for his library and the fact that she's captured. I'm sorry, but
I mean, that's one hell of a library.
your other option
let's
is
be honest.
Gaston. This guy can take Gaston. Therefore, he has a castle with a library. I take the guy that looks funny. Like,
Kitty says it's the same story as animated, just harsher with humans. Look at the Disney
it
movie.
is
Someone
harsher.
always
There's
dies, and there are evil villains. Even in Frozen, parents. Okay, so this is funny.
That's true.
So parents die at the storm at sea in Frozen. So we were
Yeah.
having a conversation about that with my 4-year-old, and she knew I was going to be going on an ocean for the quilting cruise.
Oh,
And
no.
she's like, Mom, are you going to die? And I'm like, no, honey.
Yeah, you're gonna like
We're
Elsa
not
and
going
Anna
to the North Sea. It's okay.
We're not going to the North. We're kind of going to the North Sea.
Maybe she'll think we're in the North Sea when we go to Alaska next year.
Oh God.
She's
Like,
coming
don't
with
worry,
on
you're
that
gonna
one.
die with me, sweetheart. No.
It'll be fabulous. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she's going to my in-laws tomorrow by herself. She
Oh,
is a
the
mama's
audio.
girl. And gosh, this child puts up a fit. Like once she's somewhere, she's fine. But the whole she thinks that she throws a big enough fit that she'll get what she wants, much like Ariel. And
It's her princess too.
it is pretty much. So she's like losing it tonight and trying to get it so I won't drop her off. And she's like, I just always want to be with you. This girl, if I can get her to go live in a dorm 2 miles from my house when she goes to college, that will be a great success. Like the college in
stuck to you.
that Chantel and I went to is literally 2 miles from my house. I can walk to it if I really feel that, inclined.
Well, way back when, we totally could have.
We walked
would've.
more than that when we were on when we were on the cruise, like every single day.
I know. I'm just saying we would have. Like that would have been okay housing. We would have walked
This is
that.
true. I walked. I don't know if you remember Kaylin Marcisiak.
Oh yeah.
She's yeah. So we walked it one time. She came out for homecoming, and we had drank a little much, and then we decided, well, we better walk down to campus instead of drive. So, and then we had my husband pick us up at the end of the
Nice.
We were class act, let me tell you.
Party
Like,
girls.
I owned a home and had a mortgage and had to walk out to the college.
Whatever.
We're like, we're gonna pregame like we were young.
And then
We weren't young.
and then the whole young thing snuck up on you.
weren't
And you're like,
young anymore.
Wait.
I know. We were very out of practice. That didn't help anything.
Well, ladies, it is past midnight. Here I am. So
Oh,
Alrighty.
good.
I
Does that
am
mean
going
it's
to
past
hop
midnight for
off.
us? It's
I
not.
mean,
Darn.
we don't have to go till midnight. There's no rule that says we have
I'm
to.
sewing things. It's just kind of like become the thing. And so it's like my
Okay.
goal. But then again, I also know you have to drive here tomorrow and
I
manage to get a
do.
kid
But
out.
we don't have to do that
feel
any
like
particular
these-
time.
If we need to sew something,
What was that?
I feel like these things are really good for body doubling if we need to sew something, because I find that I'm really productive
Oh yeah,
when I hop on the
for sure.
Absolutely.
so.
I'm just attempting to
I
figure
am
out what I'm
sleepy
doing
and
with
my girls are
myself.
finally asleep, so I'm gonna go hit the hay.
Oh,
Sounds good.
yeah. All right. See you
So
later,
you
2.0.
have a great night.
Bye, Stephanie
Bye.
2.0.
Sleepy
Bye.
time.
Bye, everyone.
I
still don't know that I've marked the right thing here.
thought you weren't supposed to be marking.
No, it's supposed to be marking something.
That's not what you're marking.
Well, I just don't know what I'm doing with my life right now.
Okay.
Okay.
That
What
sounds
am
like
I
a
doing?
larger issue.
I mean, well, there is that. What am I doing? Okay, so this is going to be what's throwing me is for this one, like the inside star for the original was a light, and this one, the inside star is dark. And so I'm screwing myself up. Okay. So I have my 5 1/4, which is this one, and I need my 2 7/8, which might be the ones that I already marked a whole bunch of,
Maybe.
maybe, if we can hope. Yes. Okay. So this, I need to get out my labels. These are my flying geese.
Hopefully.
These are my little geese.
My
8
little
1/2
geese.
inch star. What are you? 8 1/2 inch star. You are the big geese. And you are the 8 inch star little geese. These are why these things are awesome.
So
I
what
can
movies
label
do you
them
guys,
all.
what movies do you guys have set
Bye,
up for the
Kitty.
girls tomorrow?
No, I think we're just gonna keep them busy.
Yeah, or ourselves busy and give up on them.
Maybe try to get them behind
They
the
might
sewing.
be able to entertain each other.
Well, John will be here. Bobo will be here, my son. So between all of them, they will figure out something to do.
Hopefully, we need to tell them they are not allowed to hide and be silent again, that was not cool.
Yeah, that's like what Hazel seems to like remember of that. Oh, she's the one I hid with. It's like, yeah,
Don't do that again.
I should probably tell Gwendolyn about that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
what happened?
so they were all together and they were having fun. We couldn't find them at the very end. We're like, where are these girls? They like ran away or something like that. No, they were
And we're
just
like
hiding.
we're looking in the pool thinking maybe they drowned or something. It was
Oh,
like not good.
no.
No, it
But
was
we
not
had
good.
been all over the house and they were silent. Like,
And it
normally
was
when
a
you
big
like find someone, they're
house.
like
It's a really
giggling.
big house,
That's
to be
scary.
fair.
But normally,
Bigger
like
than this house.
when you like walk in a room and you found someone, usually somebody giggles. And they
Right.
did
Well,
not do that.
Hazel could have been maybe 5, like
It was 2
Angela
years
was
ago.
probably like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
Like for them to be quiet was
shocking.
amazing.
Not a normal
They
thing.
really got us. We've
It
never
was
gotten
not
over
cool.
it.
It's not okay.
No.
But anyway. All
One
right.
time my brother-in-law, when he was young, because my brother-in-law is 19 years younger than my husband. So we had just
Oh
gotten
gosh.
married. Yeah, we had just gotten married. And we had been married for a few years. And I went shopping with my mother-in-law, and gosh, Jake was about, I feel like he was maybe 4, 3, 4, 5, something like that. But I feel like he was 4. And he hid in the we were in Dillard's. Do you guys know what that
Oh
department
Yeah.
store?
yeah, we have
We have a
Dillard's,
Dillard's.
yeah.
Yeah. So we were in Dillard's, and back then, they had the indoor malls where you entered from the inside of
Oh
the mall
yeah.
and stuff. They're not like the plazas and stuff of today. But he had hidden in one of the racks while we were shopping, and we couldn't find him. And I mean, it was hours, and the cops, we thought he had been taken, everything. He had fallen asleep in
Oh my
one of
Oh
the
God.
racks.
God.
Oh my gosh, it was horrifying. I tell
I'm
you what,
sure.
that scars you for life. My child, grandchild, any child I ever babysat, nanny for, anything, always within, hold hand or within about a 6-inch grab of me anytime we were out anywhere. I mean, it was traumatizing for me as a young, woman, and I didn't have
Mhm.
children yet. Oh, that's scary. That's scary. So I can't imagine what you
Yeah,
guys were
that's
going
like a
through, running around
no.
the house.
It was
looking for
not cool.
girls.
It was not great. And yeah. And then they were just giggling. We're like,
They
trying
thought
to
it was the
act
funniest
like our life
thing.
is over.
They
And we're
didn't
like,
know. They
"Oh my
didn't know how
God."
scary that was.
Like,
They
it's
think
not a big
they're
deal.
clever.
They were
Like,
clever.
yes,
That's the
it was
thing.
that
They were
good, guys.
too freaking clever, is what it was. All right, well, I got 2 rows, but 2 rows is more like 1 row, really, with a You can't like
I'm-
show this appropriately. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I recognize some of that fabric.
You should recognize almost all of it. All
I
of
know,
it.
I can tell you what line that is.
There's various lines actually.
Some of it
mixed
was
them all together.
Lovestruck, I think.
Some of it's Duval and some of it's art gallery, some of it's Figo or whatever, some of it's Clothworks. It's all different stuff. I'm gonna go. I think my husband might still be awake, and I feel like I need to apologize for yelling at him for the fact that the dog came down and had a
It's all good.
hanging out of his butt.
Well,
Yeah.
let's just wrap it for tonight. We don't always have to go till midnight. Because
Yeah,
I feel like
just
I need
finished
to like
my
look at
stuff
this
as
and
well. This
figure
is
out
my
what I'm doing.
step. My
Ooh.
flower is
Ooh,
done. So
That's
now I can
gorgeous.
start applying the fabric probably in the morning.
so we do have
Yay!
one thing that we maybe should figure out before you go is, do we want to try to do this next week because it's 4th of July weekend, or do we want to skip for holiday weekend and just like set a
Well,
precedent
I
that we
don't
don't do
feel
it on
like
holiday
it's
weekends?
really it. The 4th doesn't fall on the
Holiday.
yeah.
I'm
So
good with whatever.
probably. I'm good for
Skip or
doing
keep it? Okay, that's
I'm-
fine. I'll be up at my parents' again,
Okay.
That's fine.
which
I
is
need
fine.
this to be consistent, otherwise my husband's going to think that I can cancel it.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
I-
not do that.
I think I needed to be consistent just to be accountable to myself, right?
I
I
know, right? This is literally like one of the only times I get to sit down at the sewing machine all week.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's
This
great.
last week was weird that I got all of these things done. That doesn't normally get to happen at all.
All right. Well,
Well, if I don't talk to you guys before the 4th, have a good one and get lots
Yes.
of cool sales this weekend on all the 4th of July sales going on.
I know, right?
Oh,
All right.
I'm gonna try
Well,
to not buy anything because I bought a machine instead. Whoops.
you did do that. All right. I'm going to
And
attempt to
Prime
figure
Day's
out
coming.
what I'm doing with my stars here and what parts are what. And
Don't forget to pack
Then-
yourself up for tomorrow.
that's easy.
Sure.
That part's
Hey,
easy. I'm just gonna
yeah.
figure this out and then I'm gonna go to bed. And then what time am I coming to your house?
I don't know.
Did we decide
Whenever you
that?
want. I haven't even bothered John about the meat, so we might be having Sunday meat.
That's fine. I just need to leave at a certain point. I'm not sure when. You know me. I'll figure it out when I need to know it.
Have
Um,
fun and take lots of pictures.
we will.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah.
a good time. But all right. I will just text you when I'm on my way and you'll have a 90-minute head start.
Yay. Yeah, that's good enough for me,
All right. Sounds good.
I think.
All
Okay,
right.
bye. Bye, Gwendolyn.
night.
Bye.